Hey, subscribe to the channel. Yo, what is going on, guys? I am back after a long hiatus. Yeah, I'm sorry. Listen, I really am. School got the best of me, even though I haven't done any of my schoolwork in college, but it still got the best of me. I haven't done shit. I'm falling behind, and I'm back recording videos because that's how everything works. So, we're going to hop right into it. This is a Cardinals 7-round mock draft. I gotta edit this and get it up today. It's been way too long. Let's go ahead and see who goes. The Eagles take Justin Fields. Not a fan of that. Personally, at this point, I want Kyle Pitts. However, Devontae Smith is available. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Najee Harris. Travis Etienne. Cardinals recently got J.J. Watt. Clap, clap, clap. They done pretty much nothing else. As far as I know, free agency started yesterday. Cardinals didn't really make any big signings besides maybe Dennis Gardeck, who had like 7 sacks last year. Not interested in him. Now, at this point, we need to figure out who we are going to draft for the Cardinals. And you can look at tight end. If Kyle Pitts is at 16 somehow, I think you can't pass on him. However, I don't think he will be. I really want the Eagles to take him at 6. You got Edge, you got Kwity Paye, Azeez Ojulari, Jalen Phillips, who I love. However, it's not the biggest need now that you got Watt and Chandler Jones. It's still a need. You drafted, or you're probably losing Hassan Reddick. But we can get an edge rusher in round 2. I don't think we have a second-round pick, though. So the issue becomes, I'm going to take a corner I love in Jaycee Horn. Because Patrick Peterson, I don't think is coming back from if I remember correctly, Patrick Peterson's not coming back. Byron Murphy's a slot corner. You got really nothing outside of that. Even if Patrick Peterson does come back, Jaycee Horn still can play on the outside. He's very physical. I love Jaycee Horn a lot. I think he will translate really well to the NFL. He's physical. However, he does miss quite a few tackles because he's so physical. So he's aggressive, which is good for a corner, but sometimes it can be bad. However, I think he's got elite coverage skills. He will develop into a good corner. And I think there is potential down the line that he could be a better corner than Surtain or Farley in long run in the NFL. He's third right now behind those two guys out of college, but I think he has the potential to be better than those two guys. He's very physical. He reminds me of a less polished Jalen Ramsey coming out of college. I know that's very high praise, but he's a physical corner who's not afraid to stick his nose in and make tackles. Good coverage skills. He's just not as gifted as Jalen Ramsey was coming out of college, so he's not a top 5 pick. I like his potential a lot. I think if you're a Cardinals fan, you would be ecstatic with Jaycee Horn, but there's a lot of good players available there for the Cardinals. You could go running back. I don't know if Kenyon Drake's coming back. You could go Jalen Phillips, who I think is the best edge rusher in the draft. That'd be great value at 16. But we do have a second-round pick, and there is a good amount of players still available. At this pick, you can consider Javonte Williams, but he's not here anymore, and so for that reason, I can't take him. He went to 36 to the Dolphins. However, I'm not going to take Michael Carter or Kenneth Gainwell. I'm looking at edge, Ronnie Perkins, Joseph Osai. I think Osai has insane potential. Same with interior D-line. I like Davion Nixon, but you kind of traded for J.J. Watt, so is that a need in round 2? You don't know. There's some linebackers available that have shot up boards. You don't really need a safety. We took a corner already. You could go O-lineman, Alex Leatherwood, Creed Humphrey. To me, it's between Leatherwood, Humphrey, and Joseph Osai. Maybe even Brevin Jordan. But I think we can get Brevin Jordan maybe with the next pick, or if not, we can go for one of the other tight ends. I think DJ Humphries, Kelvin Beachum, Marcus Gilbert, Justin Pugh, you really need a better O-line. And as much as you do need edge in the defense, this is really tough. It's between Osai and Leatherwood for me, because Leatherwood has versatility. Oh, this is a tough pick. I think I'm going to go Joseph Osai. Then again, you did re-sign Dennis Gardeck to be an edge rusher. This is a really tough pick. I think you could go either way. I think it's really a coin flip. You can go Joseph Osai or you can go O-line. I'm going to go Joseph Osai. I think he's the best pick or best player available. I think he's better than the O-lineman available. Now, is he necessarily the biggest need? No, it could be O-line. Brevin Jordan goes, unfortunately, so we can't get him. But now we take a look at O-lineman still available. We got Jackson Carman, Spencer Brown, Walker Little, who's fallen down on boards, Deontay Brown. There's some guys available, whereas edge rusher, I guess we could have went Quincy Roche. You know what, maybe we made the wrong pick. I'm just looking at it now and seeing the depth that's available. However, do need a tight end. I'm looking at these tight ends, and I'm really thinking to myself, do they have potential to be a tight end one in year one? I don't think they do. Whereas a tackle, you could get a tackle one, or a tight end one in year one. I think I said year two. And with a tackle, you could get a year one guy in the third round. So, for that reason, I'm going to go with Spencer Brown out of Northern Iowa. He's a very popular player for me. I like his size a lot. He reminds me of a Jordan Mailata who's played football. And Jordan Mailata's turned out pretty good this year. He may need some time. He's going to be big. But I think he's a good fit for the Cardinals offense. He's meant for vertical passing screen, as you can see right here. He's eventual starting right tackle is his ideal role. I think his size at 6'9", nearly 315 pounds. I haven't seen his 40-yard dash and all that stuff yet. If he hasn't done it, let me know, but I'm going to look it up right now. All right, so Brown's Pro Day is in 6 days from now on March 22nd. So I'm going to go ahead and take Spencer Brown. It will be interesting to see what his Pro Day was. He could easily rise up boards if he has a Mekhi Becton type Pro Day where he's athletic or more athletic than people think. I definitely think it's a good pick for the Cardinals. You need a right tackle. Kelvin Beachum and Marcus Gilbert are not your answers. I feel like so far we've made some pretty good picks, although I do kind of maybe regret I'm taking Leatherwood and taking like Quincy Roche in round 3. But you can't predict those things in these mock drafts. I went with what I felt was the best pick at the time. Obviously, hindsight's going to be 2020. We haven't picked in a long time. With this pick, I'm going to take Drake Jackson. I like this Senior Bowl. I think he's going to develop nicely into a starting center. He's not quite there yet, which is why he's a 4th round pick. But you have Mason Cole that I think is nearing the end of his deal soon because you drafted him a few years ago. You can start with Mason Cole this year, let him develop as a 4th round pick, and then maybe move on from Mason Cole to Drake Jackson. I think that's a perfect pick in the 4th round. You're not looking to get a starter right away, but you're looking to get a guy who can start eventually. I think Drake Jackson fills that role. And as a Cardinals fan, so far with this draft, I don't like it a lot, personally. This is disappointing because I was going to take Luke Farrell here just because he wasn't really used in Ohio State's offense. So you never really got to see his full potential, and he has potential. He's an incredible blocker. It's unfortunate that he goes 2 picks before me because I kind of wanted him as a developmental tight end. And that actually really sucks. The best tight end available now is Quentin Morris, who I just don't really see him as being a blocking tight end. And he's not going to project very well to the NFL. Jack Stoll, potential just not there really. All the tight ends are gone. You're looking at running back now potentially. Wide receiver, you got guys like Jalen Darden who are fun players, but you kind of already have Andy Isabella. So what use do you have for him? You might be looking at another O-lineman here. There's not much available. I'm just looking at this. I don't really see much. For me, it's going to be the best player available, and by far that is Malcolm Kunze. I believe Kunze, I think is how you say it, Kunze. Don't really know much about him, but he's ranked the highest. That's all I got for you. We're in the 7th round, it looks like. Yep. Highest rated player available, number 177 at pick 242. Surely that's good value, right? Although I do know a little bit about Joshua Kane, though. And I do like him. I like his upside. He's 6'7", 250, pretty athletic, and he has been injured in the past. I don't know. Maybe he can be a guy like Josh Sweat, who was injured in college. Turns out to be a pretty decent mid-round pick. I'm going to take Joshua Kane, though. I changed my mind. I know a little bit more about him than Malcolm Kunze. So I'm going to take him. That's about as much as I got for you. But that's it for the Cardinals draft. They didn't have many picks. They only had 5 picks, but we're going to go recap them right now. You got guys like Jaycee Horn, who I think has a lot of potential. I think he's easily the third best corner in the draft going into the draft. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying it's going to happen, and there's a low chance of it happening, but I wouldn't be surprised if he went before 16 and he went before Surtain or Farley. I think his upside is better than those guys, but as of right now, he's not better than those guys. I think you might see a lot of people look at his future, and I think he's a good boundary corner. He's got the size and everything to be a boundary corner for the Cardinals. I think he's a great pick at 16. I really do. Joseph Osai, he just had his pro day, had a great measurables. Some high 40-inch vert, not high, but like mid 40 vert or low 40 even, which is good for an edge rusher. Not that it really matters, but he can bat passes down with that vert. I just think he's a good edge rusher to move. I just think he's a good edge rusher to move forward with Chandler Jones potentially ending reaching the end of his time in Arizona. J.J. Watt's not going to be there for much long. You need a guy opposite of Chandler Jones this year. And if you can get a good edge rusher, that defensive line or defensive front in general is just going to be scary. Osai could easily go before 49, though. That's the problem you're looking at. Next two picks, we took 2 O-linemen. Spencer Brown projects as a starting right tackle. Great scheme fit, in my opinion. Developmental player, though. He's tall. He's got the size to be a right tackle. I know the Cardinals struck out on Josh Jones, as it looks like so far, but maybe Josh Jones starts this year, and maybe they don't go tackle. Maybe they wanted to let Josh Jones develop, and maybe they got that. I'm not sure if he's still on the team. He is, and he's ranked as like the 4th tackle on the depth chart, which is not good for him. But maybe he starts this year somehow. I don't know. And maybe they don't go tackle because they believe in Josh Jones. Maybe they let him develop for a year or two. Now he gets a starting job. I don't know the internal thoughts of the Cardinals organization. Same with Drake Jackson. Maybe they let Lamont Goyard develop and Mason Cole develop, and maybe they like Justin Pugh for another year. Maybe they don't go Drake Jackson. These are both guys who I think would be good fits for them, but I'm not internally in the Cardinals organization, so I don't know what they are thinking. This is just what I would do. I would take 2 O-linemen if I were them. Protect Kyler Murray a little bit more. These guys aren't going to be franchise O-linemen, but they're going to be guys that help protect him potentially down the line. You let Drake Jackson sit a year behind Mason Cole, let Mason Cole walk, bring Drake Jackson into the starting spot, something along those lines. And then Joshua Kando in round 7, just an athletic specimen, 6'7", 250 pounds, edge rusher, relies solely on like 1 or 2 pass rush moves, which is his issue. He doesn't got a lot of tricks in his bag, but he is athletic, and you can't teach athleticism as much as you can teach technique. Through the course of 2 to 3 years, he could develop into a great edge rusher. He's got the athletic mindset and the build to be a great edge rusher. It's just a matter of can he put together the technique. So I really like that draft if I'm a Cardinals fan. I'm going to be honest. I think if you guys are Cardinals fans, you'd appreciate it too. I really like it. I appreciate you guys watching. These videos are really fun to make. I just haven't gotten around to them, so I'm back now. If you guys do enjoy, make sure you subscribe, please. It means a lot to me. We're trying to hit 1,000 before the draft. I doubt it will happen, but if we can get there, that'd be great. I don't know what I'm going to do for content after the draft, so if you guys have any ideas, leave them down below. I might start doing why teams should draft this player videos. I want to see how those go down on the channel. So we'll see. But if you guys aren't new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you guys watching, and peace.